I'm very, very proud to be an American, and I love my country, and I was happy to do something to help us keep our country.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
The deliberate attack on Pearl Harbor meant war. The United States asked for able-bodied men to enlist in the armed services, and they came in droves, leaving behind their families and jobs to serve Uncle Sam and fight for our freedom. But their departure overseas left a unique hole in the American workforce. Women were asked to fill the void, manufacturing munitions and war supplies for the U.S. war effort. For the first time, America was introduced to Rosie the Riveter.
My name is Agnes Moore. I'm 91 now, and when I became a Rosie in 1942, I was 21 years old. I heard a message on the radio to go to the Richmond shipyard and do something for my country and be a welder. So that's what I did. You're actually handling fire when you're doing this welding, and sparks are flying in every direction, and so you have to be fully protected. These are thick leather, and they're lined with asbestos. And then this is the leather jacket that we wore. And it's so heavy I can hardly lift it now. Of course, we put this bandana around our hair, and then we had a little black cap we wore over that. We put this helmet on, and it's also heavy. Anyhow, it goes like that. And after we got all that on, we had to put this stinger around our neck, and away we'd go with it all.
After reading a newspaper article about Agnes and the Rosies, John Whalen, a proud veteran who fought in the Pacific during World War II, made arrangements to stop by and give thanks.
When I read the article, it just all came back to me, and I had to call her and tell her how much I thanked her and the others like her that did the work that was necessary. They worked round the clock, and they turned out ship after ship after ship. That was the morning that we were going to make the landing that I woke up in Manus Harbor, and I never saw so many ships in my life. And they were the ships that you built. Oh. All our supply ships, and the women did a marvelous job of supplying us. And I didn't know how I could ever thank you, so when I saw that article about you, I just had to call.
We owe so much to the servicemen, the military men, and I don't think you owe us anything.
Well, I think it's a mutual admiration society.
Every weld we made, we were thinking, this is for our men. This ship is going to help them win the war in some way. Before World War II, women had never worked in construction jobs, and they really had never worked side by side with men. After the war, women didn't give up what they had won. They continued, a lot of them continued welding.
After the war ended in 1945, the United States took great pride in the success of the men and women in uniform. But perhaps no other uniform was more important than the iconic red bandana and leather overalls worn by the illustrious Rosies.